Hey guys, what's up? Hope everybody's having a good day out there today, and welcome back to another edition of Intuitive Angling. Thanks for spending some time watching the video today. And I've been thinking about this topic for a long time. Because I think about it a long time, why some anglers are so much better than others, and why some guys can work hard and never get good, and what makes somebody like Jacob Wheeler awesome and some other guy that works hard just not very good. I think about this a lot. Now today I wanted to give you guys my opinion on why the main reason that I think that most bass anglers will just never get really, really good. It's probably going to surprise you a little bit too. Real quick, before we get started here, just want to remind you guys on the sleeper gill that I did this morning, the video on it. The Baitworks link is up and going on this. They're taking pre-orders for it. I don't think you can get these in stock anywhere in the country, but there's the online retailers are taking the pre-orders for it, so you can get yours by going to the Baitworks link I'll put in the description here. You definitely want to get you guys some of this. Check the video out I did this morning on it. And also the Blockit Old School jigs are also up for pre-sale right now. We just about got the weed guard situation fixed, so you can get back online and get your pre-orders. I'll put the link in the description for that too. Much appreciated. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about this. Why most bass anglers are just never going to get really good as far as becoming a good fisherman. There's a lot of, there's a lot of variables to this. There's a lot of reasons, but there's one overriding reason, in my opinion, more than anything else. I'm going to talk about that, then I'll talk about some other smaller issues too. But the biggest overriding reason that most anglers will just never get really good is they don't have the time to do so. They simply don't have the time to spend on the water, to spend thinking about it, and it's just a time issue. One of the things that I found out in fishing through my own experience and through observation of all my peers over the past 35 years of tournament fishing is when you get an angler, and I'm not going to say 100% of the time, but I'm going to say the vast majority of the time, when you get an angler that is just one of those guys that's just performing heads and toes above everybody else and sort of sets himself on a different plateau, a different echelon, that comes with a sacrifice. And normally that sacrifice comes in the terms of their family sacrifice, their strains on their relationships with their friends and family. There's an aspect there goes that you sacrifice that part of your life to give that attention to fishing. Not only just the physical time away from home, but the mental energy that it takes. Because a lot of the guys that have just fished at the top levels for many years, not only they're gone a lot from home, but they're also gone a lot mentally. They're thinking about tournaments, they're preparing for tournaments, they're focused on tournaments, that type of stuff. So I think one of the drawbacks and one of the reasons a lot of people never get really good or don't even care to get good is your family suffers from it. Most of the time your family is going to suffer, your relationships are going to suffer from it. There are some exceptions where some anglers have, families that travel with them and super supportive people that encourage them to do that. One of the issues you run into that is when you have somebody that basically gives themselves over to somebody else's career. Those people can lose their identity as people a lot of times, and there becomes some bitterness and resentment, even though if it's unspoken, that's an issue there. But this isn't only in bass fishing, this is also in other sports. I mean, any sport out there, if you're going to excel at the top level, that you're going to pay the price for it. And I know in my own situation here, I look back at when I was sort of at the top of my game, 20 plus years ago. I was in a period of my life where I had very few responsibilities, and I didn't have an extended family or kids to take care of. I was able to focus completely on my fishing, even though I spent too much time thinking about it, and a lot of different stuff suffered as a result of that. And as your family responsibilities get more important to you, that goes away. So don't look at that as a bad thing, because guys, there's more in life than bass fishing. I see so many guys up there that throw away everything. They throw away money, they throw away relationships, they throw away, just lots of different aspects of life to chase this dream of bass fishing, and it's not that important. It really isn't. Another different thing out there that to me is the main reason, that people are not going to do that. But if you do, say for example, you do want, say you want to become a better angler, and you realize that it's going to take time away from your family, and you don't want to do that, but you still have this desire to become a better angler. A lot of that, the problem that a lot of people are going to have where they never really get super good, is the time that they do allocate for fishing, they spend it focusing on things that's not going to help them make those big quantum leaps in fishing. And when I'm talking about this, let's say you're one of those guys out there that, your family comes first, and you don't want to spend a lot of time away from home, and you don't want to travel, or you want to spend time with your family mentally, emotionally, and physically, but you still want to become a good angler. The problem I see with that is people focus too much on things that don't help them that much. And the things that will, I'm not going to say they don't help you, but the things that will keep you growing super, super slow is if you focus on those instant gratification aspects of fishing, like the latest color, or the new color that came out in a bait, or if you've heard about, different lures and that type of stuff, and gadgets, technology, rods, reels, new stuff like that. Yeah, that's going to help you out, and then there's certain situations that may help you out tremendously for a short period of time. Just like, for example, this, the sleeper gill right here, this is going to help you out for a short period of time, but eventually there's going to be situations where you have to know more about bass movement and behavior, and you can't rely on just a bait that, is really hot and really new. What I'm talking about there is if people would focus more on bass behavior and bass personality and bass movement, that is when you make those huge jumps as an angler, once you become a student of that. And one of the most frustrating things on my channel here is when I do videos and I talk about seasonal movements of bass and seasonal patterns and understanding the mood and personality of fish, nobody watches them. It's just like they don't get hardly any views at all. But if I talk about, a certain color bait that produced, 57 pounders for me, everybody wants to watch it because it's instant gratification. And yeah, that's going to help you situationally, but it's not going to help you go from being an average bass angler to an awesome bass angler. So pay attention to those videos and the information out there on bass movement, behavior, seasonal patterns, all that type of stuff. So that's pretty much my opinion on the thing, guys. I think that I think one of the main reason that, if you're an average angler or a good angler and you're never going to get, and you don't feel like you're ever going to get great, it's because of that. And it's okay, because like I said, bass fishing is not the most important thing in the world. Bass tournaments are not the most important thing in the world. All you dudes that are out there that feel like you got to practice, go fish every tournament every single weekend, and then go get in a deer stand, as soon as hunting gets here, and leave your family at home, I'm telling you guys, you're going to regret it at some point. So you better, make your priorities and set your priorities straight. You'll make for a lot more rewarding, satisfying life as you get older. So anyway, guys, thanks for tuning into the channel. And man, if you don't mind, just please hit that subscribe button. Still over half of you dudes out there are not subscribed to this channel, watching the videos. Much appreciated if you could do that. I'll talk later.